this big picture 10 storylines.
So they're just breaking it down. I think 5 stories, 5 storylines for the Steelers, 5 storylines for the Cowboys. We're going to try to do this in rapid fire succession.
Yeah. So setback in Indy, the Steelies were rolling. The Steelies were rolling. But last week in Indianapolis, the Steelers fell behind the Colts. Still dropped a 27-24, or they rallied and still lost 27-24.
We bleed.
But they were on their way to. This is our Colts.
This is our time. This is our bleed blue.
We love them.
Does the horse?
Okay. Fields and so anyways,
I got it.
Steelers are almost 4-0, but they lost.
They lost. They're 3-1, baby. Fields and Russ, the Steelers made a pair of big changes at quarterback and brought in 2 big dogs in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. As we get ready for week 5 in Dallas, there might be a tough decision for head coach Mike Tomlin to make at quarterback. I don't agree with that, by the way. Wilson is nearing full strength after a calf injury that put Fields into the lineup as a starter. Fields had the Steelers at 3-0 before Sunday's loss to the Colts. In that game, Fields threw for a touchdown and ran for another, but also had a costly fumble. It might be a decision Tomlin makes closer to the end of the week, depending on Wilson.
Doubtful.
Health. What do you guys just say?
Fields.
Just really, just Fields. Yeah, Fields.
100 watts, 100.21 gigawatts. The next time TJ Watts brings on a quarterback, even if he needs some help, it will be the century mark for his career. He's sitting at 99.5 career sacks, which includes 3 this year. He's led the leagues with sacks 3 different times in his career, including last season with 19 sacks.
He's hitting it.
Over under 2.5 sacks for Watts in this game.
Oh, under. I think under. But I think he hits 100.
Okay.
Well, that they said he just has to get a half
sack. Yeah,
half sack.
I think he gets that.
Guard up, guard down. The Steelers are once again going to be missing one of their starting guards, although it won't be the same situation as the previous weeks. Just when starting guard Isaac Suamalu is returning from injury at left guard for this game, the Steelers now will lose right guard.
Oh, poor little baby.
He suffered a season-ending Achilles injury. Actually, okay.
James,
sorry about that.
James D.
Ice up, son.
Ice up.
So, storied history. As everyone knows, the Cowboys Steelers have a pretty big rivalry. The only Super Bowl matchup that we've seen 3 separate times is between the Cowboys and Steelers. Although it has been nearly 30 years since the last postseason matchup, the Cowboys and the Steelers have their own kind of rivalry that dates back to the 60s. The Steelers is not only the Cowboys' first ever opponent back in 1960. Okay, there's some history. But also the team's first ever victory, which didn't occur until week 1 of 1961. Overall, the Cowboys lead the series 17-16 despite a 1-2 record in the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, baby.
Well, Steelers are playing for that 500 game.
They are.
Let's move on to the Dallas Cowboys
stories. So double-edged loss. What's worse than losing your best pass rusher? How about losing your 2 best? And if you had an injury back in the preseason, it would mean 3 top pass rushers the Cowboys were counting on, which is they're talking about Sam Williams.
Sammy Dubs.
Micah Parsons is week to week with a high ankle sprain and expected to miss the game. Tank Lawrence is going to be out 4 to 8 weeks. He's on the IR, and same with Sam Willie is in the IR with a torn ACL. MCL back in camp.
Yeah, and Williams is out for the season, so he ain't coming back.
So they're saying, and then I guess the next one's a replacement. So this is a second. I mean, they took hey, eat me out. You're taking one storyline and you're spreading it into 2 posts here. What the fuck are you doing?
Down in it.
So that's to now answer.
I can't remember if it's AJ or me.
It's you.
Oh, it's me, the replacements. No, I did the history one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's AJ.
Yeah, the replacements. The Cowboys will turn mostly to in-house defenders to carry the load with the likes of Carl Lawson, Tyrus Wheat, and Chauncey Goldston. Jeez. At the end possession, the team did sign KJ Henry. Who the fuck is KJ Henry? KJ Henry.
Who the fuck is KJ Henry?
KJ who?
He was on the Bengals practice squad, by the way. Perhaps the interior of the D-line could help bolster the entire line, considering Mozzie Smith is coming off his best game last week, combined with Osai Odighizuwa, no doubt, and Linval Joseph in the middle. They'll be tested again with a physical Steelers running attack that could include Fields if he intends to get another
I think this
start.
just plays into what we talked. Like, they just named a bunch of people that none of us have any fucking idea who any of them are. So hopefully one of them stands out. But
a good thing that we
Replacement's good football movie.
Great football movie.
Great
Good thing that
flick.
we saw those names there. So if I do mention it on the Sunday night game,
we don't yell at you. I don't yell at you.
What? I have Big Chris here to defend me
Yeah,
because
that's
you know
true.
he's going to know that.
He'll know.
Nowhere to run.
It's my turn.
Is
Nowhere to
Anthony's
run.
turn.
As for the Cowboys' own running attack, it ranks dead last in the NFL, averaging under 75 yards per game, which is dog shit. The team only has combined 3 rushes of 10 yards or more, and CeeDee Lamb has 2 of them. Wow. The committee of Rico Dowdle, Ezekiel Elliott, and Deuce Vaughn, and fullback Hunter Lepke, who we love, has yet to provide much of a spark for the offense. Despite that, team owner GM Jerry Jones said on Tuesday he doesn't expect veteran Dalvin Cook to be called up from the practice squad for this game.
Yeah, just keep him down there. Keep him on the bench.
Keep him on the bench.
The run game we haven't talked about it much, guys. It's been very bad.
It's been terrible.
Well, from the start, with a running game that is struggling to find consistency, quarterback Dak Prescott and his right arm have been forced to carry the load. But while we've seen them find their groove throughout the game, slow starts have been a problem for the Cowboys, who have been outscored 34-20 in the first quarter this year. In comparison, the Cowboys outscored their opponents 129-56 in the 17 games played last year.
Gotta get it.
Gotta get it, baby.
Gotta get it.
And what's next? We all knew rookie Tyler Guyton would have his welcome to the NFL moment early on. It's safe to say that has happened. If it wasn't facing Cleveland's Myles Garrett in week 1, Guyton had his hands full with the Giants' pass rushers Kayvon Thibodeau and Brian Burns. Well, it doesn't get any easier this week with TJ Watt screaming off the edge. How Guyton handles that and what kind of help the Cowboys provide him with will be a big factor in the game. Absolutely.
Agreed. I agreed.